Hi, I am Ashlyn at Bootyfit, and the purpose of this video is to talk around calories because lots of diets you follow are calorie controlled diets and clearly they work because people lose weight when they do them. I remember years ago when I did my first PT qualification, on the nutrition section they spoke about the law of thermodynamics and basically calorie is just a calorie is a form of energy, and if I consume less energy, so if I consume less calories than I expend, then it's a fact I will lose weight. And lots of females I know are totally obsessed with calories. So why is it that I don't necessarily agree it's the best way to lose weight? So lots of you may know, but we do an online nutrition program, and we guarantee that people lose weight on it, but we don't refer to calories ever. And this is the reason why I'm not mad on using them, okay? When we're looking at calories, in theory it should be simple, because when you go to the supermarket you can flip on the back of any packet and it tells you how many calories are in something. So in theory it's really easy to keep a log of how many calories you're consuming. But in reality, I don't necessarily agree with this. And the reason why is if I get a pre-cooked meal, it will tell me 400 calories, that's nice and simple. But when I start to cook my own recipes, it becomes a little bit more tricky because I might only be taking a percentage out of that and some of this and some of that. So then you have to use an app, which is a great app, something like MyFitnessPal. But it starts to get a little bit more fiddly and a bit more consuming. And with that, I found in the past it can become a little bit obsessive. And also, people are so focused on losing weight and they're not so much focused on the nutrient content or the vitamin content that they start to think, you know what, cooking from scratch, that's a little bit of a jar to do. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get a pre-cooked meal. And in extreme circumstances, people start going down the road of eating things like Muller yogurts, pot noodles, cup of soups, which, you know, they're not going to be as healthy as cooking your own meal, okay? So that's the first reason why I don't overly like it. And the second reason, which is something quite similar, but if you look at it, if we're counting calories, I would imagine the average bar of chocolate has got like 350 to 400 calories in it, okay? So I can have this on a calorie controlled diet. But then on the other hand, like recently I had a meal, it was a lovely vegetarian tagine, exactly the same amount of calories in it, but it had carrots, cauliflower, lentils. It was cooked in a nice rich tomato sauce with lemon juice and olives, both the same amount of calories, but which of these two is going to keep me fuller for longer? Which of those two is going to give me more energy? And which of those two are more rich in vitamins and nutrients? So yeah, they're the reasons why I personally am not too mad on counting calories, because I don't necessarily think it promotes being the best version of yourself, and it doesn't promote necessarily the healthiest way to lose weight. Whereas with our programs, we do all the hard work for you. So all of our programs are based on something called glycemic load. So it's loosely speaking, it's looking at the sugar content instead. And I think that's a far healthier way to do it. And even if you've not done one of our programs before, I think when you're cooking dinner, just to make it really simple, if you get a plate and divide it up, so one half of your plate should be carbohydrate, but non-starchy carbohydrate. So on this half, you're looking at all of your salads, vegetables, more green vegetables than anything else, because other vegetables like sweet corn and carrots, which are different colours, can be higher in sugar. And the other half of your plate, subdivide it into quarters. 1/4 you want to be a protein, so that's going to be your meat or your meat replacement, and the other 1/4 you want to be your starchy carbohydrate, so potatoes, quinoa, rice or something like that. But in this section we want to go for the least refined type, so whole grain, wholemeal, those kind of things, okay? So rather than counting calories, I suggest that's a healthier way to put your portion plate together. I hope that's a benefit.